Hi everyone, it's me, Betty Kelly Sunflower. So I want to do a flip through and first impression of this Oracle deck. It's called the Wild and Sacred Feminine deck, and it's a 52 card Oracle and Guidebook by Nikki Duarte and Elizabeth Marlin. Illustrations are by jennyKostecki-Shaw. Now, I've had this deck on pre-order since May this year, so for about 6 months. And what prompted me to pre-order this deck was another deck that was created by Nikki Duarte, and that was called the Mother's Wisdom deck. So that deck has gone out of print for quite a while, and it's selling for ridiculous prices, which are a bit out of my price range. So I messaged Nikki Duarte on Instagram and said to her, you know, is it possible that you might have a spare copy of the Mother's Wisdom Oracle deck laying about that I can buy from you? And she said to me that it's coming out again, and she told me about this deck. So I think this deck, the Wild and Sacred Feminine deck, is a new edition or a repackaging or whatever of the Mother's Wisdom deck. So it'd be really nice if somebody could do a comparison of both decks. I'd love to see that. So going back to this deck, let's see what it says at the back of the box. The feminine creates and transforms, adapts and abides, love and consoles. Your own potential is reflected in her many faces. Within your lives, the wild and sacred feminine invoke her empowering wisdom through these 52 beautiful illustrated cards and their intuitive guidance. May this deck reveal the exquisite aliveness where everything is held sacred and nothing is held back. I mean, it's got some of the pictures of the cards. So let's open up this deck. Okay, so the box is a lift-off magnetic box, and it's just got the title of the Oracle at the side. Let's just take the book out. The cards are packaged quite nicely. I'll just take off this plastic bit and put the box down. So the book looks like leaves and nature. It's quite beautiful. Let me see how many pages are in this guidebook. So it has 201 pages. This book is published by a publishing company called Shambhala. I think the Mother's Wisdom deck was published by a different publishing company, if I can remember. So it looks like they've also changed publishing company also. I've never heard of this company before. Then the creator just gives acknowledgement. So she says here, to all the women, virgins, mothers, rebels, holy ones, healers who have come before us, and to our daughters who hold the future. I mean, she kind of gives homage to her loved ones. So the contents page, so it gives an introduction. It tells you how to use this deck. It talks about the sacred feminine spreads. And then it's got 4 suits. So the wild feminine, that looks like animals. The elemental feminine looks like places. And the archetypal feminine looks like feminine or female energy. The divine feminine looks like goddesses, because you've got things like Oshun, Lakashima, Heather, Bridget, and you know, and stuff like that. So look at that gorgeous picture. I'll read a bit for the introduction. As this deck was coming through us into being, we spent a lot of time contemplating and conjuring the sacred feminine. She first showed herself to us, unnameable but undeniable, She then arrived by the way of embodiment as the dark night and the bright morning, in fulfillment of our breasts, as the warm earth beneath our souls, in the fond dexterity of our hands. Her voice rang out with gifts and timbre, sorrow and song, hush and holy. We listened as she proclaimed, I am enough, and held her boundary with enough, no more. Her presence was felt in solitude, intimacy, courage, and more of her arriving each day. We bowed to her capacity to hold everything, find her way into anything, and exclude nothing from her heart. When you hear the word feminine, you may immediately think of gender. However, the sacred feminine isn't about gender. She embodies a wild and holy energy that animates our world and circulates through all living things. Each one of us contains masculine, which is defined as consciousness, and feminine, which is defined as creation, aspects of being. The sacred feminine refers to the face of divinity that relates to the body, soul, nature, and the cycles of creation and transformation. She exists everywhere, in every culture, spiritual tradition around the world, in temples and rituals throughout the landscapes, and in every living being. This sounds so chaotic. So, okay, so the introduction is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's about 7¼ pages. Then it goes on to how to use this deck, where to begin, and that again is 1, 2½ pages. It talks about sacred feminine spreads. So you've got the Wild and Sacred Daily Spread, which is 2 cards, and it gives you the positions and what they mean. Then you've got the Grandmother Moon Spread that looks quite interesting. That's a 4-card spread. You've got the Path of Wisdom Spread, which is another 4-card spread. You've got the Harmonizing Spread, which is another 4-card spread. Stillwater Spread, which is a 6-card spread. So these are all the spreads. When it goes into each of the suits, so the Wild Feminine suit. Okay, so it gives the archetype. So for example, this one is the butterfly, and it gives you a keyword for that butterfly, so transformation. But it's also got like a shadow side as well. So maybe if you read that reversed, that means resistance. And then it gives you a blurb. So it says, butterfly, winged messenger of transformation, alights when you are in the womb of chrysalis. Change hovers nearby, perhaps even before you feel ready. Undergoing the gift of transformation when everything gets undone, it can be difficult to conceive what new form awaits you. Nevertheless, butterflies indicate a pressing need for the psyche to break free of habitual identity and surrender to the process of radical growth. The ancient philosopher Aristotle gave butterfly the name psyche, the Greek word for soul. It turns out that to earn your wings, you must be willing to shed your skin and liquefy into cosmic ooze. Only after this nearly complete self-annihilation can a new life begin. Do you resist being cracked open? Realize that change has come at the prompting of your inner self, and welcome butterfly as the harboring of your soul upwards evolution. In dismantling moments of transformation, you might not be aware of the executive metamorphosis taking place, despite discerning darkness and growing, wings fragiling. When butterfly lands in your life, you are asked to take a leap of faith. One of the most likely involves your old self giving way for new possibilities. This sounds very kind of fall as well, you know, in terms of tarot cards. So that's how it kind of goes for each archetype. I won't read all of it. So it looks like the first kind of wild feminine is all about animal energy. That's how it comes across to me. I would have liked a little bit of a blurb at the beginning of each suit, just explaining what it is. It just goes straight into the card, which is okay. It looks like it's also got reverse meanings as well. So it does that for all of the 4 suits. Then when we come to the end of the book, it just gives you some notes. It's kind of acknowledging poets and authors, kind of inspiring words. It tells you the page and what they said. So it's basically a reference to what was said in the book that might have come from other people. There's a couple of pages of that. Well, quite a lot of pages of that. And then it talks about further reading. So there's, so I'll give you one example. The Crone, Women of Age, Wisdom and Power by Barbara G. Walker. So this gives you a few books that you might be interested in. And it talks about the authors and the artists. So the 2 authors are Nikki Dewitt and Elizabeth Marglin. Illustrator is jennyKostecki-Shaw. I think they're all mothers. So that's the guidebook. Okay, so let's have a look at the cards. I've split the cards into suits. So the first suit is the wild feminine, and this is like the ones that I said were more like animal kind of based. So you've got the butterfly with the keyword transformation. You've got the deer with the keyword gentleness. Dolphin with the keyword embodiment. Horse with the keyword freedom. Hummingbird, keyword joy. Lioness, and that's courage. That's very kind of strength energy to me, strength tarot card energy. So you've got owl with the keyword awareness. Raven with the keyword magic. Snake with the keyword life force. Swan with the keyword grace. Turtle with the keyword grounding. Whale with the keyword memory. And wolf with the keyword mastery. And the color coded, this is like a chocolate brown. So the next suit is the elemental feminine suit, and this is color coded like a kind of caramel brown sort of thing. So you've got the cave, which is respectability, solitude, which is the desert, lotus, resilience, moon, rhythm, mountain, presence, ocean is source, pearl is authenticity, rainbow is forgiveness, river is surrender, smoke is gratitude, star is wonder, threshold is intention, and tree of life is connection. So to me, on first impressions, the elemental feminine suit to me looks like retreats, but that's just my first take. It might not even be that. So the next suit is the divine feminine, and these cards are kind of like a greyish, like a dark grey. So you've got Bodhisattva, awakening, crone, wisdom. I love the crone energy. I've been embracing this since I hit my 50s. Surrender, healing. Lover, intimacy. Maiden, innocence. Mother, nurturing. Moose, inspiration. Mystic, devotion. Priestess, intuition. Oh, that's a beautiful picture. Queen, sovereignty. Rebel, revolutionary. Shapeshifter, fluidity. That's nice as well. Traveller, faith. So just on first impressions, the Divine Feminine suit to me, it feels like feelings. So let's have a look at the last suit. So sorry, the suit that I've just shown you is the archetypal feminine, and as I said, I think that's more to do with feelings. And the final suit is the Divine Feminine. So the Divine Feminine, I believe is kind of like, let's have a look. So that's Amosetsu, which is beauty. Artemis, which is untamed. Bridget, which is hearth. Hatha, which is celebration. Inanna, which is wholeness. It's beautiful. Ayekshel, which is weaving. Kalima, which is fierce love. Kuyum, which is compassion. Lakashima, which is abundance. Oshun, which is harmony. Our Lady of Guadalupe, unconditional love. Pashama, reciprocity. White Buffalo Cave Woman, integrity. So I think this suit is about the inner goddess, to me. So let's see, let's give these cards a shuffle before I go into my first impressions. They shuffle quite smooth. Now, the backs of the cards are fully reversible, which is good. And I like the way that the backs look, to be quite honest. They're really nice. In terms of size, if I compare it to my regular RWS card, these are definitely Oracle size. Look at the difference. But even though they're bigger than a tarot card, they don't feel too bulky as an Oracle. So, I think as well that because they're quite flexible-ish, a riffle shuffler may also appreciate these cards, but they are a bit, they're okay singular to kind of flex, but as a whole suit, they're quite thick. So maybe a riffle shuffler might find this deck a bit challenging to shuffle, but then I'm not a riffle shuffler, so that's just my own opinion. So what are my impressions of this deck? I love it. I love the artwork. It's got like a motherly kind of earthy feel. And some parts of it remind me of the Grandmother Oracle that I've just recently purchased. I also like the fact that each suit is colour-coded. So once you get to understand the suit, you'll be able to see what suit belongs where. Very warm, very earthy. I think that for me, I feel that I'm going to use this deck to work on myself and to do one card pulls. I don't think I'm going to actually use this deck on anybody else. It looks like a deck that you need to work on you. I'm going to read the guidebook. It seems to be quite wordy and quite poetic, but I do like a bit of poetry. I like the diversity of the deck. You know, it's got different kind of goddesses from different cultures, which I enjoy. I like the animal aspect of it. You know, the butterfly about transforming. And I like the explanations in the books as well. So the book is very detailed. So I'm looking forward to working with this deck and working on me. So thanks so much for watching. I will leave a link to this deck if anybody's interested. And I'd also like to see a comparison with this deck and the Mother Wisdom to see if it is actually a kind of reprint or second edition. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.